from her role as an advisor over a tweet which referred to a broadcaster as a house Negro, and another tweet which used the term coconut. Now, the university has called it racist language. She says it isn't. She says it's also part of critical race theory.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And you've seen a clip at the start of this video, and I didn't think I would have to even be making this video response, but in this day and age, nothing really surprises me anymore. Now, a storm has been brewing over an academic who is now suing the university after losing her role for using the term house Negro in the tweet. But to provide a bit more fuller context, the woman who used the phrase, it was used as a question. She tweeted the following earlier this year: "Does it not shame you that most people see you as a house Negro?" That tweet was directed at Calvin Robinson, who is a very well-known pundit with conservative views. Now, to be fair and balanced, I actually don't believe she tweeted it looking at the articles and what had come out of the back of it, as it came from her charity's Twitter account, but she did take full responsibility for it. So I thought this was going to be really an open goal in terms of the response, in a way that we as a people, regardless of our political views, will stand united condemning the tweet, because to top it all off, the person who took responsibility for it, she was a person of South Asian descent. So I'm rubbing my hands thinking the response from the typical left race baiters is just going to be typical, but they're going to go in as they usually do. But nope. Looks as if that they're siding with the academic who used the slur, saying that it's now, well, it's a political term that, while it may be offensive, it's actually not racial in tone. And people like Kahinda Andrews, he's so famous for his leftist takes on everything being the fault of the empire, white supremacy, critical race theory. Every single conversation that he's involved in is all the same. But he's come out not only to defend the term, which he has done, but he even provides further context, because he wrote an article about this. And I'm going to, as again, you can see the article on the screen, and I'll put the links to the article in the description box below for you to take a look at for yourself. And even Trisha Goddard's take on this confused me in regards to her views. So I'm just going to play a clip as to her views on this particular issue.
You know why I've got so many issues. I actually don't think it was. I actually don't.
The university.
Hang on. I, as a person of colour, and we don't all go from the same thing. Within the context, it's not. It might be annoying and upsetting and probably offensive, but I have a problem. My question would be, what colour are the people who called it out as racist? Because too often there are liberal white people who label things as racist to tell other black people what isn't racist. So it was definitely not a nice thing to say. No, and coconut is childhood school ground stuff, and that's silly. But my thing is, if this goes to a tribunal, is the tribunal and everybody sits on it going to be people of colour, or are we going to get white people sitting there and saying, I think that's racist, I don't think that's racist, you're allowed to say this, you're allowed to say that, because I am sick and bloody tired of that. Sorry.
So, is it just me, but I'm completely confused nowadays about what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable? Because maybe it's just because I'm just not politically black enough for this conversation. That's what it must be. I'm just not actually in the know. It's probably because, and this is my opinion, I think it's really because the left love to use terms like this on particularly conservative black people. So they may want the right to be able to use it on people like Calvin Robinson and other people of that ilk the next time they have the debate. I know there's historical terms with that word house Negro, but I guarantee I would love to see this. If a white person, because obviously this person was South Asian descent who took responsibility, but had this had been a white person, a European white person, pure white person, had tweeted to someone like Kahinda Andrews and people who are defending the academic, and Trisha Goddard, the terms bounty, coconut, aren't you saying that you're a field Negro? Because obviously the house Negro is one thing, but what's if they called you a field Negro or a field nigger and said, hold on, that's using the academic sense, that's a political term. I would love to know what their response would have been, because I guarantee, had that been the case, again, I would love to see it. I would love to see it just to confirm my hypothesis. I bet their reaction, their response would have been completely different. They would have said, this is typical of these people, this is typical, this is just critical race theory, this is white supremacy. I guarantee that's what it would have been like. But for some odd reason, this is the response that they have for this particular situation. But I don't know. Maybe I may have missed anything. Let me know your thoughts. Have I missed anything? Am I just not politically black enough in this conversation? Let me know in the comments in the section below. Until next time, I'm out.